What's up everyone, it's Chris Braverman, showing myself for the first time, and for a good reason. Like, I don't normally show myself, but I will from now on, and the reason is I want to talk to you guys about the Hall of Fame incident with Bret Hart. WrestleMania weekend, I went to New York. It was pretty crazy, it was pretty awesome, and you know, that was that. So yeah, I purposely, I went to New York. I live in Florida and I went to New York just for Bret Hart. Like, DX were the first people who were mentioned to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that was awesome. I grew up loving DX, and yeah, I wanted to go see them in the Hall of Fame, but not as bad as Bret Hart. So I waited weeks and waited weeks, because I heard a rumor that the Hart Foundation were going to be inducted. Nothing happened. They mentioned Brutus, he's okay. They mentioned Honky Tonk Man, I love Honky Tonk Man, but I'm not going for him. They mentioned Harlem Heat, I love Harlem Heat, and yes, I would go for Harlem Heat as well, but, you know, they didn't push me that much. Then they mentioned Tori, love Tori, but, you know, wouldn't go for her either. Then finally, they mentioned Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, the Hart Foundation, and I'm like, yes, I have to go to New York for WrestleMania weekend, and I have to be there at the Hall of Fame. Then, on top of that, Bret was going to be at WrestleCon, which is awesome. So I had to go to WrestleCon, had to meet Bret Hart, which I did. Such an awesome experience. Bret Hart was awesome. Then comes the Hall of Fame. So totally ready for it. I definitely wanted to see the Hart Foundation. They were on the top of my list. I really wanted to see them inducted into the Hall of Fame. Had to be there because I love them. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I grew up loving Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation. So it made sense. I have to go to Brooklyn to see Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart get inducted into the Hall of Fame. So yes, I had to be there. And then of course DX, since like I said, I grew up watching them, loved them too. Used to do the whole that thing when I was little. I did it a lot, so I had to be there as well. And like I said, it all made sense to go see them be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Like, that's completing their careers, right? Like, you know, that's their achievement. And in my brain, that's like an achievement for me. I was like, yes, I grew up watching these guys and I get to see them inducted into the Hall of Fame, closing the chapter in wrestling for them. Then yes, I've got to be there. And I picked up some shirts. Also at Access, I picked up these shirts. I like this one. This one was cool. The Hart Foundation versus Rhythm and Blues. Isn't that cool? I like that shirt. I like Honky Tonk Man. I mean, you know, and Greg Valentine was cool too. But the Hart Foundation were the best. And then of course I got this. Hart Foundation Hall of Fame t-shirt, which is pretty awesome as well. And then I got these guys, the DX Hall of Fame shirt, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so my only gripe about the Hall of Fame is, like, I didn't think Bret Hart would like want to be in the same Hall of Fame class with like Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I didn't think he wanted to play second fiddle to them. But he went on in the middle of the show, and then DX were the main event. I didn't think Bret would be okay with that, you know, because he's had some issues with them in the past. But he was okay with it, like a professional, right? He was awesome about it, so that was cool. So then finally, let's get to the point here. That dude, that crazy dude that attacked Bret Hart, man, that was crazy. So my wife, she's not a wrestling fan like I am. She just supports me, which is great, and I love her for that. So she doesn't know, you know, when something is real, when something is fake. So she thought that fan that attacked Bret Hart, she thought it was a part of the show. And she kept trying to convince herself and convince me that it was a part of the show. But no, it was very real. So that sucks. For that guy to do something like that. Like I said, I spent a lot of money to travel to New York. Airplane tickets. You know, just getting around New York City. On taxi, on Uber, on train, on bus. The trains weren't working, so I had to transfer to buses, wait a long time for all that. Then to go to WrestleCon, to go to Access, to go to the Hall of Fame. I spent a lot of money just to see the Hart Foundation inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then some idiot comes and ruins it. So in the middle of Bret Hart's speech while he was talking, I cried because, you know, it brought back a lot of memories. I love Bret Hart. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, and I, like, love him. He's like family to me. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I grew up watching him on TV every Monday, so that was like him being a part of my family to me. So I cried when he was talking, you know, about the Hart Foundation, about his career and whatnot. Then, when that fan assaulted him, I couldn't believe it. I cried even more. But it was like tears of rage, you know, like I wanted to like jump into that ring where Bret was and like attack that guy. That's how bad it was. Like I was gonna join, you know, the New Day, Shane McMahon, Harry Smith, everyone that was assaulting that dude and restraining him, keeping him away from Bret. I wanted to be a part of that, and you know, hurt that guy because he hurt me. Like you don't do that. You know, there's people that are watching, and it's such an important moment for Bret Hart. It's such an important moment for wrestling. Why would you ruin that? Why do you think that's funny? It's not funny at all. It's disrespectful. It's classless. It's tasteless. Why would you do that? So for anyone watching that, for kids, for teenagers, anyone who may have been inspired by that, anyone who may have thought that was funny, it wasn't funny at all. Like a lot of people will dislike you for that. They'll hate you for that. So don't ever do that. And that guy, whoever he was, you know, he's released on bail. But, you know, I hope he, you know, suffers for that. Now, I don't mean, like, harm. I don't want anything. I don't wish harm on anyone. I don't want harm to happen to him. But I hope, you know, he gets what he deserves. I'm sure the internet will not forget that. The world will not forget that. The internet will find him and they'll ruin him. Supposedly he's an MMA fighter, but his career's over now just because of that. Because you don't do stupid things like that. I don't know if he was trying to prove a point. I don't know if he was trying to be funny. The WWE said, oh, he was over-exuberant, was it? Or a little overzealous. He was just, you know, happy to be there. I don't think so. That's not... I was happy to be there and I didn't even jump down there. When you go to functions like that, you behave. You know, you be respectful. You give Bret Hart and everyone there, you give them the respect that they deserve. You give them your attention, your undivided attention. And that dude messed it up for everyone. So that sucks. You know, it's disgusting to look at. Like, it turned my stomach. I'm sure you guys have already seen the video, but it sucks. And I just wanted to share that with you. My WrestleMania weekend was awesome. And then when I got there to the Hall of Fame to see Bret inducted, it was awesome. And then that idiot ruined it. The idiot fan I'm talking about, who assaulted Bret, he ruined it. For everyone, not just for me, but for everyone, he ruined it for Bret. But like I said, Bret, like a consummate professional, he continued on. He finished his speech. He didn't look bothered at all. And yeah, he's very professional about it. He just carried on like nothing happened. And that's what you gotta do in times like that. There are idiotic people who will try to ruin your day, try to bring you down, but don't ever let them. And like I said, don't ever do anything like that, because you'll lose a lot of respect from a lot of people. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Drop a comment if you want to talk about it with me. But that's it. Follow me on Instagram. I've got giveaways going on, action figure giveaways. So pay attention to that. I'm on Instagram at Chris Braverman, and visit my website, chrisbraverman.com, for more. See you next time.
Foundation did have some rules we always live by. Always make sure that all your journeys have a reason. A man should die young, as late in life as possible. Remember that most of the fun stuff happens after midnight. But the key to moderation is moderation. That's from the anthem. He who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. Recklessness and determination make life come alive. You never know what worse luck your bad luck has saved you from. And never spend the second half of your life getting over the first half. And lastly, 99% of people don't get to live out their dreams. I want to thank WWE for fulfilling all of our dreams and all the great wrestlers. Trust them in the mouth of hell. I would trust all of you to breathe through me and to pump my blood with your hearts. Now that we're officially in the WWE Hall of Fame, I can say with pride that we are Best there is.
The best there was.